Hi guys, welcome all of you. So now we will understand about feedbacks. Okay, that is an essential part of your journey as a business English teacher. So we will understand what is the purpose of the feedback and what are the types of feedbacks to provide. Okay. So, what is the purpose of feedback? Active listening. Okay, why feedbacks are so important? Learn to listen carefully. That is how you would be able to judge people in the first place. The conversations of students, learners, should not be just random conversation for you as a teacher. Okay, as a coach, as a business English coach, it should not be just a random conversations. If you would have ever gone through any teacher in your life, in your career, when you were learning English professionally, you would have observed that you were just talking, as in you were telling something normal that has happened with you, your daily routine or whatever, but then that teacher was actually recording it all here, was listening to you so carefully that you were not even feeling like, the other person is judging you, but then that teacher was actually recording everything in the brain, was actually judging internally your conversation in the form of what is right, what is wrong, how you could have made it better. So that is how actively you got to listen to the conversation. Okay, to understand that this person needs this. There can be many people, many learners who would be really confused in present past tense, probably as simple as present and past tense. Okay, usage of present perfect tense, past perfect tense, which are really confusing at times. What is the significant difference between them? Okay, you may observe that this person makes a lot of mistakes while using tenses, or the other person probably makes mistake in preposition, or there is somebody else who's probably making mistakes in constructing a sentence or subject verb agreement or whatever. Every person can be different, right? So if you're listening to that person carefully, you can have a very I would say personalized feedback for that person, that you know something, everything is all right, but you got to work on this. You got to work on this pronunciation. And for this, you can do this exercise, because one size may not fit to all. Even if you've analyzed the whole uh, uh, organizational needs and everything, and that is when you've designed the course, but still every student is going to be a different learner altogether. Okay, and then motivation feedbacks really helps to motivate. Imagine that the person was talking to you, the learner was just talking to you, and at the end you've heard that person. Okay, and you were also actively taking participation in that. It's not that you were just listening and you were not talking to that person, you were not taking any interest in that conversation. You were, but at the end of the day, after the conversation got over, you said that, you know something, I think you need to work on your preposition a little bit. They are a little bit here and there, or articles, or probably, you should just do this exercise to correct this problem. Rest, everything is okay. All right, you're great. So it just motivates them in a way. Oh, all right, I think I'm all right. This is where I need to work on and I'll be perfect. Okay, so that ways it really motivates them, and then improvement. The ultimate goal of the feedback is, of course, improvement. If that person is taking feedback positively and really wants to improvise, then of course that person will work on pronunciation or whatever mistakes the learner is constantly making. Okay, like still I have got few words in my mind which I particularly pronounce incorrect. And when my trainer stopped me a lot of time, that you got to work on this, you got to work on this is how you will do it, just repeat it, just repeat it. Okay, I really worked on it and today I'm good. All right, so that is how the improvisation happens. That's the whole purpose of business English coaching. Okay, now the types of feedback. So they can be corrective feedback. This type of feedback is used to correct errors made by the student, the simple correction, okay, that you do. It could involve correcting pronunciation, as I said, grammar mistakes, word choices. They're all right. This seems to be a very simple word. You could have chosen this. This looks, yeah, like, this is better. This is a better word, a more powerful word. Corrective feedbacks helps learner understand and rectify their language errors. Okay. Now, positive feedbacks. Positive reinforcement is important to boost students' confidence, praising correct answers, good pronunciation. So, as you say, feedback is an art. Giving the art of giving feedback. That's the whole title. The art of giving feedback. You should always start with positives. Oh, you're so amazing with this. I think your tenses knowledge is really great. You're absolutely clear in using tenses. Positive feedback. That is also important. So a lot of people, they're confused when they give feedbacks, that feedback is all about, all right, just immediately jot down the problem areas or the negative the negative things in the learner, or where is it that the learner is making mistake, and immediately just tell that person, this is not right, this is not right, this is not right, this is where you need to work. That's not feedback. Feedback always begins with what are the positive areas in you as a learner. Okay, so you always have to figure out, even if you're finding any student, guys, which you think that probably doesn't have any positive points, still you got to figure out a positive point. If you keep this mindset that no, every person has got something positive, you'll definitely figure out a positive point. Apart from, it's very rarely it happens, especially it won't happen in adult learners, that you'll find such problematic learners, those who are just not interested in learning at all. Otherwise, you'll always find something or the other positive. Please begin with positive feedbacks always, that your communication, I think, is good, or your critical thinking is really good. You've got certain amazing points. Your thinking power is out of the world. But I think you should work on tenses. You should work on whatever you think needs an improvisation on. Okay, constructive feedback. This type of feedback focuses on providing suggestion for improvement. As I said, so you'll not go one by one. It's like corrective feedback is just a normal thing. Like somebody's talking, you've corrected that person. No, not this, but this, the rectifying the language errors. Okay, then positive feedback, I've told you, begin with positive, and then constructive. Constructive means something that's giving you some sort of solution, not just the problem. Okay, so you've just given positive feedback and then come on the improvisation. Oh, this is absolutely perfect in you. This is amazing. Your thinking is perfect. You've got the ideas out of the box. Always, I have noticed this. But if you'll work on this thing, I think your pronunciation, okay, or your intonation of voice, I think you're going to be perfect. Okay, I think this was a good effort, but you could have improved by using varied vocabulary. I think you should just need to work on a little bit on vocabulary. So probably watch a few series or read a newspaper, or if it is only related to business, then I think you must just read certain magazine or watch some business news or something, and you'll get a good vocabulary in hand. That's all. Peer feedback. Encourage students to provide feedback to each other. Okay, this can promote collaboration, peer learning, and supportive learning environment. This can also be really good in creating that teamwork sort of a thing. And students are not feeling bad about taking feedbacks from each other. And probably the learners that you've got in your class are of at certain different designations. Okay, so they should not feel like, oh, why am I taking feedback from this person? Why am I taking? Because at the end of the day, running a business is a collective effort of a team. Not one person is running that business, even if that person is the owner of the business. So you need to feed it in their brain that, you can take feedback, you can learn from anyone. So let's just understand amongst each other that what do you think? Okay, like you've given a topic, a person is speaking, then you can ask students, oh, all right, this was a nice try. Would somebody like to figure out that what are the areas of improvement? Never say, can somebody figure out the problems or the mistakes? The areas of improvement is a better word. Okay. So now one by one, everybody is going to tell me the areas of improvement. What could have been better? What could have been better? What could have been better? Okay. This way you're keeping the class also engaged. Self-reflection. Self-reflection is about understanding your own self. A lot of people who are not in habit of taking, or who are very offensive in nature, they don't take feedbacks positively, and they will never realize, oh no, I don't make this mistake, or what if I make this mistake? But it's about making them aware about their mistakes themselves. Okay, encourage students to self-reflect on their performance after an activity or lesson. They can think about what went well. Okay, this particular exercise has helped me big time. When I was learning how to speak, this is what I did all the time after recording my voice. But when I started learning, the voice recorders were, of course, not there. But then this has helped me big time. I used to speak it out loud on any topic, and then I used to figure out, oh, I fumbled here. I think, I need to be better with this. I think I'm fumbling in pronouncing this particular word. Probably this word is difficult, so let's just pronounce it many times. So self-reflection is really important, and it's a very good activity. Formative feedback. Offer feedback during the learning process rather than just at the end. During the learning process, you're teaching a topic, and obviously students are interacting with you, or you're giving them any activity they are having, like role play and all, and at the same time you're giving them suggestions. Oh, use this. Is it better? Is it better? Is it better? Like your guidance. Okay, summative feedback. This type of feedback is given at the end. Okay, summative feedback works when, let's suppose, one topic is over, okay, or one module is over, and then after that there is an assessment or something, then you're giving summative feedback that after that one module is just over. So towards the end of an assignment or assessment most of the time. Okay. Written feedback, providing written feedbacks on assignment, essays, or written reports. So whenever it is about written, you can give written feedback. Students will review your feedback at their own pace. Written feedback should be clear, specific, and actionable. Okay. Anyways, any type of feedback should be clear, specific, and actionable, that somebody can definitely work on that feedback. That's the whole purpose of feedback. But yes, written feedback is all about, it's up to your choice. Even if you're giving them some writing assignment to write an essay, email, reports, or anything, if you want to give them constructive feedback, formative feedback, you want to talk about it, you can. If you want to give them written feedback on an email, because probably they're submitting you these reports and essays and assignments, written assignments on your email, then probably you can give them written feedback also. Okay, feedback verbal. So after immediate feedback during speaking activities, discussions, or presentations. This includes correcting pronunciation, highlighting effective language use, and suggesting improvisation in real time. So verbal feedback simply means that you're not particularly taking a feedback session, that today is my feedback session. Okay, but it's like you've given a topic, somebody's talking. Oh yeah, everything is fine. I think work on this, work on this, work on this. Rest is okay. That's it, like in general. Okay, verbal feedback. Rubrics. Use rubrics to provide structured feedback. So rubrics is a tool that the coaches use to for feedback sessions, for creating assignments, and to give them for the assessment purpose. Okay, so rubrics to provide structured feedback on specific criteria. This helps students understand how they are being evaluated and what is expected of them in terms of language proficiency. So so rubrics has got certain criterias. Rubrics works on criterias, like how much would you want to rate this person basis on the language proficiency? Good, better, or whatever, So there are 2-3 pointers. So rubrics works that ways. How do you rate this person basis on the pronunciation skills or the usage of vocabulary? Certain criterias are defined, basis on that the feedback is given. So rubrics is a tool. You can just Google rubrics and you'll figure out. And if you've been a teacher, you would definitely know rubrics. Goal-oriented feedback. Align feedback with the goal and objectives of the lesson. If the goal is to improve negotiation skills, focus feedback on negotiation language only. Okay, then it has got nothing to do with anything else, with any other strategy. If you are teaching a chapter wherein it is about how to improvise your negotiation skills, if that's the syllabus, okay, that's the chapter in your syllabus, because this business is demanding negotiation skills a lot, okay, because of sales, or people are into sales or whatever, then you got to include negotiation skills chapter in your syllabus. And when you are giving feedback, that is going to be limited to only talking about how is the negotiation skills, actually how much critical thinking they have improvised on critical thinking, on pitching the products. Okay, this should be the focus, because the focus of this particular chapter, the goal of this chapter is improvising the negotiation skills only. Okay, technology enhanced feedback. Utilize digital tools and language learning apps to provide automated feedback on pronunciation, grammar, or vocabulary. These tools can offer instant feedback for practice. Okay. If you want to use technology, you can. If you want to go old ways, you can utilize. There are a lot of digital tools nowadays, language learning applications that are providing just automated feedbacks. Okay. The moment somebody talks, the app can really catch if the pronunciation was right, if there was any grammatical error, just like Grammarly app. Okay, so immediately when you write, you can just immediately get the results. No, this is wrong, this is right. So this is all about the types of feedbacks and the purposes. We will now understand in the next video key elements of effective feedback. So how you can make your feedback effective.